host immunity. Endodontic infection will vary depending on the host immunity. So, for example, look at this. You see the callus region here in the coronal part, reaching the pulp and creating an acute response here. You see the periapical region, big region on the roots. However, she didn't come to the dentist to be treated, but she came back 30 months after this. And you see, if you took a radiograph, you see a big coronal callus regions. However, there is no apical regions. The apical region is gone. Why? Because the host immunity won the battle against the bacteria. And the host started creating a bone. Here, you see the bone was completely filled in the defect that you see on the pre-op radiograph. Here, 31 months ago. So the host immunity keeps fighting against bacteria. When they win, then you will see the bone deformation in the defect. But when the host immunity goes down, you see the defect. So how does the host immunity fight against bacteria? So if you have biofilms and which was detected by the immune system, then they will send many macrophage and many white cells. Then you will have lots of osteoclast removing hard tissue like this, including the external root resorption. 84% of the cases with periapical region, long-standing periapical region, have the external root resorption like this. So don't let it stay the same. If you see the periapical region, it doesn't matter how big the region is. Even if you see small region on the root, you have retreated. If you wait, there's nothing good. Don't wait. Just go in and remove the infection. Then the tooth will survive many years. If you let it be like this, it's not good. You will lose lots of external root like this. And like this, bacteria always come from inside and go out of the root canal, creating extraradicular infections. And they will be calcified also. So here, this is another study done by Domenico Ricucci. He found actinomyces inside the root canal. And somebody pushed actinomyces into the periapical tissue. And he found the same species here, actinomyces in the periapical tissues. Here, this is the same one as the bacteria inside the root canal. So if you push your insect beyond the apical fragment, you will end up pushing actinomyces into the periapical tissues, creating biofilms inside the regions, apical regions. Then you need to do the surgery to remove the actinomyces from the periapical regions. So don't jump into the root canal with a file. First, you have to irrigate canal. You have to have a funnel shape, remove infection. First, you have to remove infection from the coronal dentin. Then use a small size file. Be careful not to push necrotic pulp tissues into the periapical tissues. You have to be careful. Use small size instrument first. First, you have to remove infection from the coronal dentin, then use a small size instrument, not to extrude necrotic pulp tissues into the periapical tissue. That's what I do every time in the treatment. So you don't get actinomyces into the periapical tissues. And of course, actinomyces will create biofilms consisting of EPS, extracellular polymeric substance. And they will be calcified. Once they are calcified, it's so difficult to remove. So don't let it be like this. As soon as you see the apical lesion, you have to start retreating the tooth. Don't wait. Long-standing biofilms are more difficult than short-standing biofilms. So to summarize this, success rate in endodontic therapies are these. So if you do the initial endo treatment, if you don't see preoperative lesion, the success rate is higher, between 80% and 97%. But if you see preoperative lesion, the success rate will be between 74% and 91%. A little bit lower than the cases without preoperative lesion. What about retreatment? The success rate in retreatment without preoperative lesion is higher, just like the initial treatment, between 93% and 97%. The success rate in retreatment with preoperative lesion is very, very low, 61% and 84%. That is why you have to be careful. When you see the periapical lesion in treated tooth, it's not easy. You may have biofilm.